Okay, welcome everyone. My name's Robin Elander with Downtown Santa Barbara, and we're so excited to have another episode of our Downtown Business Spotlight, which is co-hosted with our friends at the Santa Barbara Independent. Rachel, would you like to say a few words, introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Richelle. I'm the marketing and promotions administrator for the Independent. And yeah, we just love doing this business spotlight episode. It's so fun to get to know our friends downtown and see what's going on lately.
Yeah, so we've got two brand new businesses, pretty new businesses, anyways. So we're going to be speaking with Mikey from Boss Dog and Friends, really cool new artistic business in the Paseo Nuevo area, De La Guerra area. And then we have Daniel Nash and Master Yoon, who have a really interesting business that we're going to learn all about, and we're going to find out how to get fit in their space. So let's start with you, Mikey, first. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Hi, my name is Mikey McKennedy. I'm an artist and illustrator, and my tagline as an artist for many years was Boss Dog, so that's where the name kind of comes from. And I do apparel and clothing design. I worked independently as a designer and worked as a creative director in bar and restaurant world and did design and apparel graphic design as freelance up until about 2018. And then I started my own brand called Boss Dog in January of 2019. And then since then, I've started a few other clothing brands that are all kind of interrelated. I'm a co-owner of a printing and fulfillment company, which works for Boss Dog. And a couple of years ago, I decided to start a retail store. And I did in Palm Springs. And it's gone well. It's great. It's really fun. And then one of my favorite employees in the whole world decided that she wanted to move with her boyfriend, and she was kind of talking about it. And I was like, well, where would you like to move? And, we're just casual. And I think Santa Barbara came up, and we both agreed Santa Barbara was amazing. And one thing led to another, and she moved to Santa Barbara. And I was like, well, let's do a store. So Santa Barbara has a lot of parallels to Palm Springs in terms of like what fits well for Boss Dog. And not to mention, I just love Santa Barbara. So I was like, any excuse to go out there, I'm down. Let's make this happen. And we opened a couple months ago.
Wow, well, congratulations. What a cool story. And it's so nice that she was curious to move here and that just happened to work out. Well, I'm so excited to learn more about your business in just a few minutes. Let's transition over to Master Yoon and Daniel Nash. Would you like to share a little bit more about your business and exactly where you're located and what you're hoping to do there?
Hi, I'm Daniel. This is Master Yun. Our business is Master Yun Traditional Tai Chi and Kung Fu. So we teach very traditional Chinese martial arts. Our location is 921 State Street. We just opened a couple months ago here. We used to be in Montecito, a little harder to find place. What I want to do is promote traditional Chinese martial arts, which are, people think Kung Fu is just for fighting, but it's actually really good for health. And particularly, we emphasize Tai Chi, which anybody can do, any age. And the idea of doing these things is to make your whole body work as one thing. And Master Yun started studying Kung Fu when he was 6 years old. It's all he's done his whole life. When he was in his 20s, he began studying Tai Chi. He comes from northern China. All he's done is just study these things. And so when I first met him, I was blown away by his skills. And I wanted to promote this stuff. I wanted people to see what this really was. There's a lot of mythology and misconceptions about what these things are. They're very, very good for you, and they make you very healthy and strong, and they're very good for your mind and their self-defense. I kind of sort of, to some people, I describe it as like yoga mixed with boxing. So everything's about posture and alignment, but all of the exercises have self-defense applications. And, we're right in the middle of State Street, right in the heart of downtown Santa Barbara. Actually bought the building. I want to be here for a long time.
Wow.
I think they're wonderful and they're good for everybody. And we have a very broad range of things that we teach. And say Master Yun's been studying for many, many years. He knows lots of different styles. So there's usually a style that fits different people. When you come in here, he will talk to you, see what you're interested in doing, see where your strengths are, and will tailor what you learn to your abilities.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm so happy that you have joined us downtown and that you've bought your building, you're committed, you're going for it. What you decide to explore this location downtown, and either, do you still have your business open in Montecito, or did you decide
We
to
were
have
renting a
or
space in
just move over?
we were renting a space in Montecito, and the complex got sold. And so we've been like, well, we need more space anyway. We started looking around, and this space in 921 State Street, I'll add it again. It has skylights. The whole room is really bright. It has a great feel to it. We have a glass window on the street. People stop by. They come in and talk all the time. It's a wonderful space. And so when we saw it, I was like, this is exactly what we want. And
Oh,
I like
perfect.
downtown Santa Barbara. The energy is really nice.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Wonderful. Well, welcome to downtown. How have things been going in your first couple of weeks, couple of months that you've been open?
It's been good. It's been nice. We have students from the old school came over, and we have people stop in most days. It's busy downtown. And like I say, most people have misconceptions about martial art, what Chinese martial arts are. They watch Master Yoon move, they pick their jaw back up, and they're like, what are you doing? And we see a lot of just advertising from being here. And we're going to start a class in Qigong, which is like Chinese meditation. And Master Yoon's wife has been doing this for many, many years. Is going to teach that class. And so we'll some stuff up on our website soon about it. And every month or two, we do a seminar. We're going to do one not this Saturday, but the next Saturday on sword work in an art called Xingyi, which is an internal, all from your core. And so just, we try to teach a lot of different stuff and try to find things that a lot of people will be interested in.
Wow, this is really quite a new, incredible addition to downtown. Master Yoon, do you want to share a little bit more about how you got into this field originally, and what brought you to Santa Barbara area?
I like Santa Barbara. I do martial art over 50 years. I started martial art, I was 6 years old. Now I'm 56. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A long time. I went to many countries. I went to Russia, South Africa, Japan. 25 years ago, I'm a martial art immigrant, came to United States.
Mm.
So
Well,
then you follow me 9 years ago. You follow me.
okay.
We
And
met.
where did the two of you meet?
Pardon?
Where did the two of you meet?
We met in the park. There's a Tai Chi exercise. It's like a 2-person drill called push hands. And we had a club of middle-aged guys who would push each other in the park. And Master Yoon showed up one day and threw us around like we were toddlers. Like no one expected to get airborne. And me and the guy who runs the thing we would like to be your students. And that was like 9 years ago. And we started once a week and then twice a week. And I said, well, if we get a space, we could get more students and we could learn more. And he's like a martial arts library, like all these different aspects of spear and sword and just all the traditional things, and all filtered through this idea of being healthy. Like even from a martial arts perspective, you can't fight if you're not healthy. And if the things you're doing like damage your joints and stuff, it's great when you're 25. But Master Yoon's teachers all were active through their 80s. The idea of this, I think, is really good for our culture and our society. Anyway, so I wanted to promote him and I wanted to promote the arts.
Yeah, also I teaching UCSB. I teaching Tai Chi class.
Tuesdays, when the fall semester starts, we teach Tai Chi at UCSB.
Okay, well, wonderful. We're going to come back to you in just a moment. I'm going to go back to Mikey to learn a little bit more about his business, just a couple blocks down the street. So we're talking about Daniel Nash and Master Yoon at 921 State Street. And then what is your address? You're in the 700 block, correct? Or are you
We're 811.
811?
State Street. Yeah, right by Pickles and Swiss.
Okay, so right there, such a unique business. I was in there the other day. You have so many cool artistic, fun and funky sort of like signs and fun shirts and stuff. Tell us a little bit more about your inspiration and kind of what types of things that people can find at your shop.
Well, I mean, so I do 90% of the design for Boss Dog. I do collaborations a lot with friends that are in the industry, but it's all generally sort of my vision. And then there's stuff in there that I'll hand pick, or maybe I'll buy some patches that I think are funny that I didn't personally do, just kind of fit with the vibe. I am excited to announce that we're going to bring on some other kind of curated vendors to kind of like complete the experience, because like one thing I like about doing Boss Dog is like I don't do it as a brand that like obviously there's levels to it where it's like I want it to be humorous, I want it to be fun, I don't want it to take itself too seriously, but I want there to be a design element there and I want it to have style. But I want it to be an experience that like a lot of people can enjoy. My favorite thing about Boss Dog is that we have a good online presence and we do well with our sales, with our direct consumers who are fans of the brand. But like in Palm Springs, we just get a lot of foot traffic. And my favorite thing is seeing people just smile when they look at the shirts and they have no idea who Boss Dog is. They don't know what it is and they just buy it because it makes them happy and they think it looks cool or both or whatever. And that like to me is like, I've always felt like the brand can stand on its own, whether or not you know who I am or you know the background. I feel like you can put my t-shirts up against anything and we always do well. I've seen it my whole life with like doing design and especially with Boss Dogs. So I love that. And I want the experience to be something that people can kind of all enjoy together. Like I've seen moms and kids come in there. Sometimes it's maybe not the most PG stuff. It's a little bit like edgy, but I mean, I was like a edgy youth, I guess. So we all have little brothers and sons that are skaters or whatever. So it's like, you know, it's for the whole family. And I do really believe that. And, you know, we're bringing on like a organic dog food company that will have dog treats. We're bringing on some jewelry from jewelry makers that I am friends with and I believe in. And we're kind of going to expand the experience. But generally speaking, when you walk in there, like it's supposed to be a shopping experience. It's supposed to be an experience like you've had before in other places. Like, you know, that's nothing new. But what is different about it is that it's all artist-owned brands. Obviously, Boss Dog being the main one, but you know, I'm fiercely independent, and you can literally find out everything you need to know about the brand, from the ownership, from how we make our money, from who's dyeing the shirts, from who's printing the shirts. And that to me is really important. I come up in this industry and I know that, you know, a lot of clothing brands are just name only and they're kind of big money investors that pay a couple designers $24 an hour to make all their designs. And it's not that I'm criticizing that, but I do think that, you know, if you have the option and you can know where your money goes and you like the product, I think we all want to support local and support small business. And Boss Dog has always been transparent in that way, where I am very much, you know, it's me on a platter and the people that are involved, we're always transparent. So you can walk in there and you can find out anything you need to know about the company that you're choosing to put your money into, which nowadays is, I think that's a really important aspect to the business. So, yeah.
Really think that's so important, and also that people can learn about the different artists that you're featuring, but also to have that experience directly with an artist and just have some fun with it, because there really is a lot of fun stuff in there. I remember I was definitely smiling the first time I came in, just kind of cracking up at some of the different things that are in there. Can you give maybe an example of, say, one of your shirts or sayings or something that's more in the PG department, since we are live on Facebook and everybody's watching, but if you don't mind.
Sure. Of course, only like the R-rated ones are coming to my head, but
Right.
like I've been doing a lot of art prints lately that people are responding well to, and I think I did one that was I have ADHD, so that's a topic that's always on my mind or not on my mind, depending on how I'm being able to focus. But I have one that it's like ADHD and there's a dog inside of a head and it says a dog. Oh, I can't remember what it says. But it says something funny about ADHD. But yeah, I mean, usually it's just kind of silly, dumb stuff. Like I have one that says I can't go out tonight because I have plans to not go out tonight. So it's just stuff that I do that just makes me laugh, or it's just kind of responding to like what's happening with like cultural trends and sort of just trying to be involved with that.
Absolutely. Well, super fun. Well, I invite everybody to come check out your new shop. Really cute, interesting, edgy, fun, different kind of a feel in there, a new cool addition to downtown. How long have you been doing art? Is it something that you've always been part of you, or did something kind of instigate that person or a class or something of that nature?
Oh, I mean, I've always done art, I've always drawn, but I got into taking myself seriously probably about 15 years ago. Just because like a lot of us, like I didn't really ever think there was a career for me in art and design. I was a musician and an artist through that, but like I did, you know, the flyers for the shows that we played, and I did all of our t-shirts and our record covers. And then I bartended to make a living, and I worked in restaurants and a lot of different capacities, and never really saw the connection that I could do it. But yeah, I mean, one thing led to another, and I did start taking myself seriously, and I was very successful in bar and restaurant stuff. So I was a creative engine for a bunch of bars and restaurants. I helped start a restaurant called Sizzle Pie, which went on to do really well. And I was always the art and design engine for a bunch of stuff through that. And then from there, I was in contact with a lot of people and did a lot of freelance for skateboard and motorcycle, and worked a lot with companies like Zoomies, and I was like one of the first artists for Liquid Death, and just kind of things kept steamrolling. So by the time I started a brand, I had a lot of momentum, and that is something I always share with people, because it's a really hard industry, and it's not something that I would recommend to start just cold in. Like I had a solid 10 years of networking before I went and launched on my own. But I will also say, like, I grew up, you know, I grew up in small towns, and I always loved like my local skate shop and like local head shop. And I want to recreate that experience of like really unique stuff that you can only get in certain places, and also have that experience of like fun and familiarity when you walk into a shop. I don't want it to be super stuffy. I want like to bring back the days of like more of a local feel to retail, and I'm okay with not being super polished. So
I love it all. Well, thank you for sharing your story, and for, you know, taking the risk to open a different type of business, I guess, a new location, and kind of expand your reach. Really, really exciting to hear kind of the trajectory of all that you've been working on. And of course, we wish you the best of luck. How has the first couple of weeks been going there? You starting to get some people kind of finding out about where you are, and kind of coming in to enjoy the store?
for sure, yeah, we're starting to see momentum, and like we've been doing like a lot of fun stuff. Like I bought a claw machine, and so I'm rebranding it, and it's going to say Boss Dog's Claw Machine of Destiny. And so you can play the claw machine, and if you win, then you win a free prize in the store. But we haven't gotten that fully started yet. But we're also doing a spinny wheel, where if you like spend $40, you can spin the wheel, and you could maybe get like a pair of socks or something. Or if you spend $75, you could spin the wheel, and you might get something even better. And that's been really cool, because we're seeing that engagement. Like people are just like super like pumped to be there. And we've hired, besides Devin, who's amazing, we've hired 3 people that are like local to Santa Barbara, and they've been wonderful. And they're just like really outgoing, they've like grown up around State Street. So they've just been awesome additions to kind of just making the experience feel even more local and unique.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Mikey. Really appreciate that. We're going to come back to you in just a moment. Go back to Daniel Nash and Master Yoon here. So tell us a little bit more about the different classes, how people can sign up. Is it a one-off? Are they coming on a regular basis? Can you share a little bit more about what's possible and what people can expect if they sign up for something?
So we have classes 6 days a week. We have Tai Chi every morning at 10. We have Kung Fu every morning at 11. Every morning except Sunday. We have Tai Chi at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, and Kung Fu at 5 o'clock, and then Tai Chi push hands Wednesdays at 4. So Saturday morning also the Kung Fu class is 2 hours long. So we have 3 hours of classes on Saturday. If you come in, sign up, say you want to take a Tai Chi class, you come in. Most of the students come in as beginners. Usually I'll work with the beginners and just show them the first basic movements of the form. As they get more comfortable, they start joining the larger group. Also, Master and I will switch, and he'll work with the beginners for a little while. It takes a while to learn the whole form. As you learn pieces of it, you start working more and more with the bigger group. The Kung Fu classes start with stretching. We have stretching bars on the side, like a ballet studio. We do stretching, and then we do kicks. And then if it's in the beginning, we learn a few basic forms. and Masculine starts taking you through the different forms. I was thinking you can show some movement if that would be useful.
Sure, why not? You guys are standing up, you're ready to go.
We can talk all day, but you know, martial arts. Just try to hold on a second while I let's see if how can I can't do that. I do it like this.
Yeah, it might be a little bit tricky, but well, okay, we can see you now.
Work?
That works.
Okay,
We're ready.
This is Tai Chi. This is Chen style Tai Chi. Yeah, so that's Tai Chi. That's what we teach at UCSB. And you can see Tai Chi is good for health and mental health and physical health, but it's also a martial art. You can see all the applications and the movements. So the other thing we teach is praying mantis kung fu. So this is some praying mantis. So that's a 7-star praying mantis.
Wow, that is
That's
awesome.
more of the kung fu class, and probably not what you do on your first day, but
Probably not. I'd be falling
over here. I just want you know, I say we can talk a lot, but that's what we do is.
Of course, yeah, that's so much better to be able to see what exactly you're doing. I feel more focused and able to kind of like concentration, I can imagine, is such a big part of it. But then you have these like very abrupt, sort of loud sounds associated. Tell us how that contrast kind of fits into either the Tai Chi or Kung Fu. Because it is kind of a surprise when that's happening. You're doing this movement, but then it's like boom or something. So tell us what's the significance?
It's a way to generate power. It makes sudden explosive power. It's not, you know, it's a small thing. The big thing, which, you know, I'm still working with, is your whole body linked together. All the movement, you're not like doing stuff with your arm or with your leg. All the movements are your whole body, all your muscle groups working, and everything you're not using is relaxed. And that way you can make a lot more power. Most of your muscles are in opposition. So if they're both tense, actually they're fighting each other. And so when you're relaxed and only using the muscles that are creating the movement, you can, that's how Nash, who's much smaller than you, that's how he can do that.
I think I know where I'm going next time I get stressed. I think I know who's gonna calm me down and get it off. Go up a block.
One more point was we teach another style of Tai Chi called Wu style, which is actually very, very high level meditation. And that's what Master credits for a lot of his strength. It's very, you know, it's very soft. And we have students in their 80s, and it's all about making power from your center. It's not as cool looking. What he showed
also, I saw some also good for balance.
It's very good for balance.
One for the whole body.
Can't see
all
that.
the time.
You're always shifting from one foot to the other. We had one.
It's a philosophy, full empty.
One leg full, one leg empty. We had one student in her 80s who said before she took the class, she had to hold on to the wall to put her pants on. And after we took the class, she could put her pants on without
Oh my gosh, that's significant, right? In the same day. That's incredible.
So that's I want to, like I say, I want to promote this stuff. This stuff isn't really known, and it's wonderful. And so, you know, the extent that I can let people know what this is, you know, I'm trying to do the best. And Master Yun is a very rare resource. I've never met anyone with his background or his level of skill.
Well, what a treat to be able to have right here in downtown Santa Barbara and to promote what you're doing today on the show. And we want to invite everybody to come and check out this really new, established, but new location in downtown. And it's at 921 State Street. Beautiful new studio, very large studio you can see in here. And so people can sign up for a one-off class and then they can decide if they want to keep going with that. Is that correct?
Discount if you sign up for multiple classes, you get a discount. And we have classes, and a lot of times we mix the children and the adult, they all work together, which is nice.
Great. And if folks want to learn more about when your classes are offered, what is your website?
Hold on a second.
They're doing business in action. So one more time, if the folks are curious to learn more about the classes and when they're offered, what is your website? Where can people learn more?
www.masteryun.com. MASTERYUN.com.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, like I said, the classes is a week.
We'll have to maybe pull you out onto State Street one of these days and do some demos right on State, do some kind of a fun collaborative promotion would be fun way to show off what you're doing. That'd be really cool. I'm going to hand it over to Richelle. Tell us what's happening coming up for the Independent.
Yeah, well, we have tons of exciting stuff going on. If you don't know already, Best of voting has been happening. So make sure you go out, you go to bestof.independent.com to get your vote in. Tell us who your favorites are and tell us who you want to see at Best Fest, where we'll be able to celebrate all of them. And you can mark your calendars. It'll be on October 17th when all the results are going to be released. And in some other fun news, we also have Burrito Week that's going to be coming on September 19th to the 25th. So mark your calendars again. I know everyone is excited for burritos. I'm very excited for all the burritos that are going to be happening. And then we'll also have some local election stuff that we're going to be covering coming up pretty soon. So keep an eye out on the paper and make sure you're checking in.
Beautiful. Well, I'll share a few other things that we have coming up. We have our second annual Downtown Brew Fest, way to highlight our local breweries. That's going to be on September 14th in the afternoon. You can get tickets on our website or via Instagram. We have about, I think it's maybe 15 different local breweries or regional breweries. It's going to be held at the Casa de la Guerra. And it's also going to feature some of our local restaurants as well. So definitely don't want to miss that. Some really good live local reggae music. So super fun there. And then we are also bringing back some of our dance classes for the end of this summer and into the fall. So all of September, we will be downtown from the 6 to 8 time frame, and then into October, we will be actually just take it back. I think it's opposite. September is country line dancing on Wednesdays, and then we're heading into salsa dancing in October. So super excited about all of that. We also have a few classes on the weekends as well. So check out our .org. And then another really special offering that we are doing in September is the second annual Shoptember. And what that is a great way for us to highlight all of our diverse local boutiques downtown. And so it's a relatively new promotion. It's the second year, of course, that we've been doing it. And we have downtown tote bags featuring all of our different businesses that are participating. And we're going to be ending on September 28th with a sip and shop event. So we have about 20 different businesses that have signed up to participate. And you can learn more about all of these things again on our website at downtownsb.org. And before we wrap up, I want to just hand it back over to Mikey to share what is either your Instagram or your website so that people can learn a little bit more about you, and your address one more time in case people want to hop over.
Totally. We're at 811 State Street, Suite G. So we're right next to Pickles and Swiss in Paseo Nuevo. You can check us out online at bossdogart.com, or my Instagram is bossdog with 3 S's, BOSSSDOG. And then the shop's Instagram is bossdog and friends. And one thing I'll also add is we do a ton of like local design stuff. So we have a lot of Santa Barbara designs that are mostly just available in the shop. So that's a really fun component because yeah, you can just go check out and see like our take on Santa Barbara.
All right. Well, congratulations, Mikey. Congrats, Daniel and Master Young, for all you're doing. Everybody head over to each of these amazing new businesses. We're excited about what they're offering, along with another 1,500 or so businesses that are downtown. So make sure you frequent your local businesses, get to know them, and find out more about all of the diverse shops, as I mentioned before, on downtownsb.org or on our Instagram page at Downtown Santa Barbara. And make sure you like us or vote for us in the Independent, because we are in the runnings for the best social media follow as well. So, and then vote for all of the downtown businesses that are featured on there, which are many. All right, everybody, we will see you around downtown. Thanks all for joining us. See you
Thank
soon.
you for having me.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.